fuller house than we've ever had in a smaller room. So.
I told you this would happen.
All right, are we all set, Sharon?
We are online.
All right, we'll go on the record, and I will call to order, and I will ask for the privilege of the floor number one. I guess we have Reggie, or do you want to Tom?
Myrick, the Moose Run.
Come on over here, get in the camera.
Get in the camera. All right, I'll get in the camera. I have reason to ask for an update on the status of where the suggestion that we have a remembrance area in the cemetery. I have a request from a son of a former longtime employee in Selectmen. His parents would like their ashes spread in the woods somewhere, and this would be a good time to initiate that remembrance process if we're ready for it. He's coming here in sometime in September. He hasn't told me when. So that's the request. Are we far enough down the road to be able to quantify the requirements, etc.?
We have a plan, and we're just getting caught up with a few little items, and we're probably towards the end of next week going to start on it.
Good, because
Okay, well, your plan is one part of the plan.
Right.
The other part of the plan is if you push me and Ray on this, we will talk to someone about finding out a methodology and a cost for the engraved plaques. Like what size the plaques will be, what they will look like,
you have
and how will they be.
You have two issues. Eligibility is one issue, and how to control the plaques is another issue. Size and so forth. So I appreciate that.
Yes.
And
Can I just make a suggestion?
Yeah.
We have a plaque company that we work with.
Right.
And we have a plaque size, the ones that we use on the benches.
Okay.
And we could make them exactly the same as the plaques that.
How big are the ones on the benches?
They're
Approximately.
probably
Okay.
5, yeah.
Okay.
They're
as long as
readable, they're about
readable.
this big.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's maybe talk to them and get a proposal.
Well, we know what those
Okay.
cost,
Let's.
right? I mean,
All right.
I'd
It's
have
been
to
a while
look it
since
up,
we've
but
been a
we
while
could
since-
use that same size plaque and
All
same company.
And we'll work on eligibility. I don't think the eligibility.
The eligibility we haven't figured
Right.
out.
But I don't
Who's
think.
responsible for eligibility?
You are the
The selectmen?
Mhm.
Okay, so we should plan on the next meeting of putting an agenda item that we
Yep.
should
Eligibility.
discuss, and
Yeah.
that's a month from now, we should
Yep.
discuss and change.
Yep.
I think we ought to loosen the eligibility a little bit.
Of course, for that.
Right.
Because once we go through the rocks we have, we can always add more rocks.
Yeah.
Or we could do the Israeli thing and put plaques on trees.
We could roll the rocks down the hill.
We could. We could flip them over. Just go your own, please the reverse side.
Yeah.
We could do that.
But no, we'll have a lot more freedom to do that. But thanks,
Okay.
Tom. All right, so I will make that a goal to talk to Ray and draft him some.
And what is the
eligibility.
relationship? This is the son of some
so
people that at one time lived here but no longer do.
Dave and Patty Pike lived here for
yeah, yeah,
and
sure,
years.
I know.
And Patty outlived Dave by a long time, so that's what brings it to
I mean,
order now.
technically, they're eligible right now, right?
He's eligible now.
And
They're
is that
both
because-
eligible.
is it
So
because
there's
of
no
the
issue.
selectmen?
I
I
mean,
didn't think it would be.
Would he
Yeah.
be eligible?
He was
here a long
he was a property owner for a long
Yeah.
time and was a selectman.
All right, great.
So yeah.
they
he's
used to enter
eligible.
a float every year in the 4th of July parade.
Really?
I met her dressed up as the Statue of Liberty.
Well, that would get her in anyways. So
No.
Statue of Liberty should be a criteria, but not necessary, not necessary.
Not necessary.
All right, great. Any privilege of floor? Reggie?
I just want to bring you up to date on what's going on with the museum project.
Okay.
We had a meeting on the 14th of June, and we had about 8 people that showed up. We have about 17 that are on our list of people that are interested in doing things. At the meeting, we discussed, we decided that we should start out by forming a historical society. That makes the most sense before getting involved in finding a place to do a museum and all of that. So that's what we want to come to you to do, because I understand the town has to authorize it. That's my understanding.
The town has to.
Authorize the formation of a historical society?
Yes, it is.
Is there a
town
state?
meeting.
Is
There
there
is
an
a
official
state.
state, thing?
Yes.
And it
there
has
is
to be
a-
done at town meeting or can the board of selectmen approve?
I know, I can find
Can we at least issue, authorize one in the interim?
it. Yeah, you could, absolutely.
Okay, would someone like to make a motion?
I'll
to-
make a motion that in the interim, we authorize the creation of a
Let's go.
Waterville Valley Historical Society with, Reggie, are you the chairman?
Yes,
We
you-
have not set up
Oh,
things
you would be
yet.
the interim chair.
We'll
Yes,
make you the
interim
interim
ones.
chairman.
Okay,
All
I'll
right,
second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All set.
okay, and we are looking into things like storage, permanent
Yeah.
storage for the things that we have, sites for the museum, both temporary and permanent, funding, we have a storage drive set up to put all of our things and documents once we get things going. And, talking about contents and exhibits, I've already talked to Tim Smith about the availability of temporary, housing at the museum in Town Square, and we've got some funding that might be available to us too. So, we're going to have our next meeting, hopefully July 20th or 21st.
Great.
And we'll see what else we come up with. So I'll keep you up on what's happening.
Excellent, well, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, anyone else for privilege of the floor? Okay, we will move on to approving the minutes of June 21st, 2017.
I have no changes or additions.
I had a couple of grammar things.
Oh, okay.
Line 36, it says, tomorrow there will have a scavenger hunt. So I think there will be, or,
They will be.
okay. And 39, 40 details schedule are available, which are the schedules.
Mhm.
And yes, line 159 could be misconstrued dramatically. Best he knew from pervious conversations should be previous conversations.
I know of an impervious.
Impervious, not
Well, we don't want to get into that.
Oh, okay.
So let's stay as far
Is
away
that a
as we can
conversation
from-
with a prevert?
Or by the time you realize that, it's usually too late. All right, so can we have a motion to approve the minutes as slightly adjusted?
So moved.
Second,
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Done.
Aye.
Okay, financials.
You have the
Yeah.
financial report there.
I didn't see anything that backed me up.
No.
All right, so if there's
Do we want to talk, well, we'll get to, the only thing I noticed in your notes, I would like to talk a little bit about the rec. But,
That's the
but
next
not from the
sheet.
financials.
No,
Yeah.
the next sheet is I think
Breakdown.
is the breakdown of the camp
Yeah,
numbers.
my
Do you want
question
to-
is, where are we right now relative to boat rentals? I think that's more of an indicator to me of,
Sure.
I mean, is the volume, I mean,
Yep.
everyone's
Well,
suggesting
I-
that the volume of tourists is way off.
Yeah, I don't know because we haven't received the payment, all of the payments that were due from the resort association.
Yeah.
So I'd have to let you know once we get that payment.
Would you do
for
that?
July.
I'd be very curious to see,
Yeah.
pick a comparable period as to what it was versus last
Yeah.
year.
Sure.
Probably weather related once again.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm
But-
sure some of it's weather,
Lot
but
of rain.
But last year, what we found to be really contrary to what we thought, we had a significantly higher number of cash payments on boats than we had Freedom Pass redemptions.
whatever.
So, no,
We'll
good
get
question.
you that info.
All right, so the financials, we'll move on from that if there are no other questions. And we'll start with department heads. Who would like to go first? Chris, you business afternoon?
A little bit here and
Then
there.
why don't we get you going
Um,
first?
4th of July went really well. We got a lot of good feedback on the fireworks and all that stuff, and it was pretty quiet, public safety wise. Other than that, we've been working on hose testing. I had a guy or a mechanic from Manchester come up and look at the ladder truck as part of the ladder project we're working on. We had another failure to our pump tests. Engine 2 failed again. There's damage to the pump. We're not exactly sure as to what happened. However, possibly an insurance claim on that. Apparently it froze at some point and cracked the housing. So,
And we're only finding out about it now?
So it's not functioning at all?
no, it's out of service again.
Okay.
And
Um,
what happened the last time? Did we replace the pump recently on this? The last few years?
We replaced the insides of the pump. This
Okay.
time the
It's the
outside
outside
cracked.
housing piece.
So, but it is maybe covered by insurance, but we're investigating that right now. So we got a lot of running around with.
And if it's not covered by insurance, what kind of cost is an item like that?
I haven't gotten the
Ballpark, is it like 5 or is it 50?
It's probably between 5 and 10, somewhere between 5 and 10.
Okay. And what kind of deductible we have? Probably about
1,000.
I beg pardon?
1,000.
1,000. So, all right.
So part of that is, well, a big part of that fix is finding out what caused it. And we're working
The
on
technician's time versus replacing the part.
So in the
that. No,
interim, what
caused
is
the
it?
failure?
What
Okay.
does it do, if anything, to our firefighting capability?
We're down an engine. We just call for an additional.
But we
HOA
have one
truck.
other. We still have another
We
engine
have
that we
the
can
we have
take
the
out.
brand new engine. I say it's
Okay.
brand new. Now it's 5 years old.
We have
And
the
the ladder-
5-year-old engine that can
and-
go out on the first
It's
hole.
not quite 5, and we have the ladder truck that has a pump in it as well.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we're still in good shape. We're just not
All right.
at that ISO level.
Mhm.
So that's I think that's pretty much.
Okay. Question: were the fireworks set off a little bit further to the left this year than in the last couple of years?
Not that I could see. They were pretty much set up in the same place in the road. Now, that being said, they do angle them at different angles,
Okay.
depending on wind and weather.
Because I was there for this, and all these people that set up their chairs in the center of town square, looking out over the pond. And as soon as the fireworks went off, everyone had to rush to the front of the pond because they were going off significantly to the left.
So sometimes wind will do that.
But I don't think it was windy. I was just wondering if we had changed that. And was it my imagination, or there were significantly less people this year than a normal year?
I think during the actual show, now I wasn't there, but from what I hear, during the actual show, there was there was a good number of people there. But leading up from after the parade to the show, it was.
Oh, it's dead.
It was, yeah.
Okay.
A lot fewer people.
Okay.
Right, and everybody is healthy, and all the other equipment is healthy. Do you know if Dave had a conversation with the Thornton police chief? Has any dialogue been established there?
And as far as
Well,
must have missed something.
one of the things we talked about at our last meeting was we had noticed an increased presence on 49 by the Thornton
Oh,
police.
yeah, I'm not sure if he did
Okay.
that or not.
Alright.
I missed that. And I just got back from Leslie Rosemore's.
Yeah.
So 11 o'clock on the 21st.
And what day is that?
It's a Saturday.
Okay.
The 22nd, I'm sorry. 11 o'clock on the 22nd at the Blair Cemetery, just a graveside ceremony with a gathering after at what used to be the Country Cow,
Okay.
which is now called.
The covered bridge.
Covered Bridge
Farm
41,
table.
or no,
Covered
Covered
Bridge
Farm
Farm
Table.
Okay. So,
Okay.
I don't know if anybody knew that yet, but that's,
No.
Leslie's doing very well, and I made it well known to give us a call if she needed anything.
Right. Yeah, well, thank you. All right, Jim.
So that was on the 21st.
22nd, Saturday.
22nd.
Saturday the 22nd.
All right. All right.
Things are at the new pump house are pretty much all done. We mowed the grass for the first time, so that was pretty quick.
And the light's been taken care of. for you
Light
guys?
has been taken care of. And significant rain event, as you're all aware of. Minor damage to ditches mainly, no
Yeah.
real road damage. We weathered it pretty well. It was somewhere in the vicinity of 4 inches in a short period of time. So we did well, except the flash boards did as they are designed to. They failed. We had, in anticipation of, we had 3 boards out each side and had lowered the pond, in anticipation of.
Why did the right side get all screwed up? Where the culvert washed into and all that, did that fail and
That partially failed.
so it didn't release it part?
It did
so like
not.
a double negative, when it should have released it didn't.
Right, and
Well,
it,
It is the left-hand side released,
Right.
which probably lowered the water
So there
enough
wasn't
to
enough
not.
pressure for the right.
That's right.
But does that happen all the time with one
Yeah,
side?
they,
sometimes.
they don't have to.
they
both
don't necessarily
do-
both
right,
go
exactly.
at the same time.
And was there any damage to the dock?
Slight damage to the
The floating thing, maybe
the
some
floating,
damage?
yeah.
Alright, but
And
it's
so
livable and nothing.
Right now, we had to bring the pond back up.
Yeah.
Ideally, we'd have to lower the pond some more to be able
To
to
work on it,
correct
yeah.
that. But there was some damage to that. There was a lot of debris washed down in, and but we were able to keep boats floating for the holidays. So, other than that, we're just picking away at some of the minor damage in town to the ditches and carrying on.
And everybody's healthy and all the equipment is healthy?
Yes.
Do you have
And
any-
Mark, you filled them in on the conversation we had.
Yes, we're gonna reach out
Okay.
to FEMA and try to.
I've asked them
Get
to
them.
take a look at the Mad River. There's a bunch of trees that came down as a
Yeah.
result of that storm, and the problem is the next time they're going to go right into the bridge, or
Yeah,
you
they're
know, and
huge.
Really?
they are
Oh,
big,
yeah.
These
big
behind-
trunks.
Behind your house?
Well, no, they're actually
No,
but the
they're-
beer briars.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's one
Well,
at my
no,
house
they're-
and 2 at the beer
I'll
briars.
go look
Yeah.
at it and see that.
Yeah.
Are those
And-
from Irene? Is
No.
that-
No.
Well,
No,
they've been-
they,
they've
I don't
been
think so.
further
They used to
up.
be
They're
up.
just
They
moving.
moved down.
They're
is the
moving
problem.
down,
They're
and-
so
And there's also a couple of areas on the West Branch
Yes.
that are Jim and I are
eroding
really worried
away.
about as far as access to well
No.
3, because if they dam up the water,
I have no expectation that FEMA's going to provide any relief.
They might.
But you
They-
never
they
know.
might.
You ask.
They might, as a result of our
Right.
last storm, they
That's
did an
right.
assessment. I can
That's
always add debris removal.
we
to that.
should, yeah, we should look at
And besides which, even if they don't, it's they probably can get the DES to waive their silly rules
That's
about trumping in the lake.
that's the issue.
The debris issue is significant on the West Branch.
And what
Yeah,
about
well,
behind
those
your house
I
on
am
West
afraid
By-
about
out
hitting
by
the
well
bridge
3.
and taking the
Yeah,
bridge
out
out.
by the
exactly.
Yeah.
out by well 3, because if that gets cut off, if we don't have access out to well 3, that could become problematic. So.
Right, and that's pretty washed out.
And it
at the
really
moment.
washed out severely this time.
And you have River Road on your list too, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
What on River Road?
It got undercut a little
It
bit.
got undercut over on the Donovan side. Okay,
And-
you can see.
No, I
the
went around,
village
I was
of the
surprised
road.
at how well Cascade did and how well Moose Run did. The water it didn't seem to
We
displace
did have a
much.
little bit of erosion right behind your house, Bill, on the trail that we're gonna need.
Yes, I
Yeah.
noticed that.
We're gonna need to repair that quickly so it doesn't get worse.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess technically that part is town property, right?
It is.
Yeah.
The interesting part is we don't have space to really store a lot of material in anticipation of
Yeah.
doing this. So it was a couple days before we could get somebody to bring us some material
Yeah.
because the state pretty much was eating every truck up.
Does anybody claim responsibility for the walk-through culvert?
That's on the
Somebody
list.
has done
Okay.
something there
Okay.
already.
All right, good.
Yeah, the
sta-
cones are gone
We
and,
started.
yeah.
That was
But that's the town's. Did you work that out with the ski area? Is it them or us?
it's been us in the past.
Right? Is there any other questions for Jim?
No.
All right, is there a report? Do we have a report from Rec?
Well, you have the numbers if you
I've
want
got a
to
question.
talk about.
Did they not operate this week? Is that why it was 0?
That's right. This highlighted week is 0 because they didn't start in
Gotcha,
that week.
gotcha.
There's
So the
only
hun-
9 weeks instead of 10.
So the 106, the 200 off here is as a total minus the 106 is only 94.
That's correct. 84. 86, I'm sorry. Year
What
to
I'm
date,
still trying to get a handle on and
86.
looking at this is and I don't know whether last year was an aberration.
last year
I mean,
was
the
our,
numbers this year are not that far out of line for previous years,
That's
but
correct.
last year was like huge.
we had a record-setting year last year. We are currently 86, even with a lost week. We're only behind 86
I'm sorry.
camper days.
Oh, okay.
Okay, for the year compared to 2015.
Compared to 2015, right?
I'm sorry, compared to 16. If you take out the week where we had 0, we're 86 behind
All right.
for the 2 weeks. That is the biggest year that we've had in the past 10 or 15 years. We are actually, if you see the bolded numbers, we're 11 ahead of the average for week 2, and we're
Right.
1 ahead of the 10-year average for week 3. So if you average it out, if you take, not just looking at 16, we're actually slightly ahead of our 10-year average for those 2 weeks.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
And
I did-
money-wise, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, it's not on the subject, it's
Yep.
something else.
Okay, but money-wise, I did talk to Brooke about the actual revenue, and we're tracking with 2000, the average of 2015 and 16 on our 17 revenues. So we're doing okay. We're in the ballpark of what we budgeted.
You had something about it?
I did, and there's another thing from Jim, I was gonna bring it up later, but he's here. The locks on the dumpsters. A lot of them need at least one more link.
Like, yeah.
You cannot get them undone unless you unscrew the whole thing from the dumpster.
We'll check them, and the reason we try to keep them as short as we
Right.
can is if the bear can get into it,
Right,
it's coming off.
Friday.
right.
So, kinda, yes, I understand that some can be a little difficult.
Yeah.
So, I'll let the guys check.
Okay,
But that's the reason we keep them as tightly closed as possible.
right.
Okay. We'll move on to calendar review. The next meeting
Pretty
is
simple, August
16th.
16th.
we're
Yeah,
gonna be here.
I am here.
I'm here.
Simple, we're done.
That's good.
All right, new business. Let's look at the second quarter water and sewer bill.
Yep, the revenues are shown on the financial report, and we are tracking between 48 and 52%, 53% for sewer and 49% for water, and almost 49% for trash. So we're right on budget in all
Okay.
3 departments.
Okay, and this insert is going in to the next one?
The insert that I provided is going into the next water and sewer bill, which will be going out tomorrow.
Okay. Anybody have any comments on the insert?
No.
Are there? Nope, that's good. All right. So we've reviewed and signed the warrant and the inserts. We have a couple of,
We have 3 abatement
Right.
requests. They all have recommendations of being granted. The first one is for the Giglias.
Yeah.
It's a $10,100 reduction. The reasons are given on John's memo to you. The next one is the Gordons. It is for $15,300 in value. Again, he has the sales, similar sales. And as I wrote in and the third one is for a prorated revised assessment on the Lash property because of the fire. to take it down to just the land value of $290,400. So that's about a $670,000 abatement for the house.
Do we have an idea of what the lot sold for?
I sold the lot next door for $275. No.
So the 290 is going to be
Okay, well, it's in the
for
ballpark anyway.
2016.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So on that one, that is only going to be for the period from January 1
Right.
to March 31st, or
Actually,
January
February
whatever,
9th
February
to March.
9th to March 31st. So that new value will not be for the entire year. So if they get an abatement, it'll be a pretty small.
Insignificant. Okay,
Okay.
so do
So-
we need a motion to approve this?
If you would,
I will
and
make a motion to approve the 3 abatements as presented. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. All right, let's talk about the town hall insurance plan.
so the downstairs meeting room sustained water damage from the July 1st storm. The carpet has to be replaced. We've had the adjuster in, he's looked at it, and we've had ServPro came in and actually took the carpeting out. They were working with Primex, ServPro was, there were several town facilities that needed to be fixed after the storm. So they came in, removed the carpet. We have new carpeting to purchase, and we're getting quotes on that. We're looking at a tannish type of carpeting with some pattern to it for dirt purposes. We're going to stay away from the really dark material. So if you're okay with that, is there another, we chose this
That was one right there.
this
yeah.
one right here.
All right, and how many places are you bidding it to?
At least 2, and we're also getting a third bid from one of the companies, which will not be a carpet and pad. It'll be just a square tile, carpet tile, which would be adhered directly to the concrete.
And why would
He's
you do that?
recommending that because if it does flood again, they can shop vac that, they can dry vac it,
Oh, okay.
and
There's no padding.
there's no padding,
Yeah.
so there's no mold issues.
Okay.
And the backing of the tiles is a lot more industrial strength.
Like a vinyl almost.
It has like almost vinyl backing that gets adhered to the floor, so it has a longer expected life. So we'll get those quotes, and if seeing how the insurance company is paying everything except the deductible,
And what is that?
we will just $1,000.
So what do you think this is gonna cost?
I really don't have a ballpark, probably 4,000 or 5,000
Okay.
total.
Will they raise our rate if we have a claim?
Yeah, it's loss experience, but
Yeah.
Yeah, so my.
I mean, are they going
my-
to raise
my
it
thought-
immediately? I don't
My
know.
thought is it better for us to maybe pay for it ourselves and not file a claim than to file a claim for $1,000? Is that $1,000 gonna come back and bite us?
No,
For a long time.
well, it would be for $3,000 or $4,000 depending on the cost of we would be responsible
Oh, no,
for
that's what I'm
$1,000,
saying.
right? So I don't, whatever
Well, just,
you think.
what do you think?
Oh, I use the insurance, that's what we have.
Okay, I'm just
I mean-
concerned that they're gonna jump our rate $500 a year for the next 10 years for $3,000.
No, we don't. We don't
Okay,
have to
I don't know
worry
how that
about
operates in a municipal setting, I just know how it operates.
It's on the aggregate of
This is
our loss experience.
This is flooded. This is not the first time that downstairs was flooded. So we ought to try to find a solution, if at all possible, that doesn't, that we can recover from a flood. It's, easier than to do it.
And that's why we are gonna push
Right.
the insurance company to use the tile carpeting.
What about going to a French drain under there or something? When it's exposed?
Well, we're talking about tens of thousands of
Okay.
dollars to
Dig it up.
that,
Yeah.
to dig it up. But that is what's wrong. It is the perimeter drain of the building has failed, and that's why we're getting these floods. And we're gonna, it comes down to, do you spend 70, 80, who
Yeah.
knows, thousands of dollars fixing the perimeter drain, or do you pay $1,000 every 5 or 6 years?
Yeah, no, I got
You know, I don't know. Right? Because it only happens, I mean, are you seeing anything different, Chris?
No, I mean, it's happened, what, twice this year?
It's happened twice this year.
But it's been a wet
Exactly.
season, so it's hard
So-
to tell.
I know we certainly can look at that, but I don't know
No,
that financially it makes
You know,
sense.
right, I mean, the problem is that the building has got lots of things wrong with it. If we were gonna look at anything, and I'm the only one I think who probably agrees with this, look at the possibility of moving the administrative offices into vacant space in Town Square. You know, and just getting out of the building.
But it doesn't alleviate maintaining this building because
No,
that room is still
But
gonna
you don't
be
have to worry
used.
about the basement flooding.
Abandoned, yeah.
Yeah, just abandoned.
Oh, okay.
So let's see what happens with that. All right, next item, fireworks date for next year. I was thinking that maybe we want to change our fireworks date next year because it's going to be a Wednesday night in the middle of the week, and I don't know how many people would stick around for that. I don't know if it would be beneficial to the merchants to move forward to the Sunday night and maybe keep people here for a long weekend. So it's just a thought I wanted to throw out for people to think about.
Yeah, I mean, you're suggesting moving the parade, everything.
Everything's a
The
Sunday.
WVAI picnic, yeah, move it to a Sunday.
And more people are here, and
I would have no problem with that. I mean,
what do you think, Margaret? Or do you
Do
want to
we,
process it?
if we lose July 4th, do we have trouble getting it back from following
That's
year?
been the issue when we've had the discussion before.
See,
They don't
there's
guarantee
4
us.
days out of the week. If we pick July 4th, and July 4th is on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday.
We're
really-
fine, so we got the three.
Yeah.
Okay, I see that
They're
point.
the three bad. These are the 3 bad years, quote
Okay.
unquote, because
No, that's a
They're in
great
the middle
reason,
of
great, I can accept that reason and go with it.
and actually we were talking about the fact that we got 2 days out of this setup with the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You actually get 2 days for the merchants in Town Square because they get the weekend that we have the family festival. Because we are always going to do that on a Saturday or Sunday, and then they get
And then
the
people
4th
come
of
in from
July.
out of town.
And it may only be for a
the
few
fireworks.
hours, like Mike observed.
how was the
But
attendance this year at the family festival?
It was equal to last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Pretty
good.
good.
Okay, well, let's just table that one for now.
Okay.
Maybe see about getting some feedback from the merchants and the
Sure.
resort association.
Okay.
Okay? We'll move on to old business. USDA project closeout date. Update, I'm sorry.
Yep, we, as Jim said, the punch list is done. We've released all except $2,000 of the punch list of the retainage money that we had in place. And that money we are holding until we get the as-built plans for the building, because there were so many changes in the building itself as far as the wiring diagrams and things like that. We need the actual as-built plans, and then we need to get the coding information for the SCADA system from the.
Is the SCADA
Vendor.
system now hooked up?
It's hooked up. It's not functioning at 100% yet, but we have told the subcontractor. He's been working on it for over 3 months. He has not been successful, and we have told him to thank you very much. Give us the coding that you have so far, and we're going to bring our regular SCADA programmer in because we are concerned that what has been done has messed up the wastewater treatment plant SCADA. So we want our regular vendor to come in and finish the program. we have worked with them on multiple occasions. They have had people here at least 7 or 8 times to try to fix things, and every time they try to fix it, there's something else wrong. So we are keeping the warranty on the equipment that they installed, but we'll handle the program. We just can't. They cannot get the work done. So
Okay, well, you're saying you're gonna keep the warranty on the equipment with them. Wouldn't that include the programming? Yes, and if you look at a warranty,
No, yes, but
but they can't, but you're telling me they can't do the programming.
that's correct.
So can we move our warranty to the people who can do the programming?
Yes, we will get. It will still be under warranty.
But the
Okay.
programming
But
part
the
of it will be
programming part of
warranted
it-
by the people doing the programming, correct? If you're saying they can't do the programming, what's good having a warranty with something that can't fix it?
No, it's whether or not the piece of equipment fails. If it
Yeah, but wouldn't these kind of technical equipment pieces fail due to programming and things like that?
no,
No,
no.
All right, all right.
This-
I don't
this
think
is
software
whether or
would
not
damage,
it-
physically
no,
damage the
it won't
equipment.
physically damage.
It would work,
That's right.
Yeah.
but it wouldn't damage.
No, but it wouldn't. Yeah, I'm more worried about the piece of equipment not working like a computer. Not, you turn it on and it doesn't turn on, or some circuitry fails in the hardware. That will be under warranty. The programming will be done by our guy, and
Now, the contract we signed with
that's not
them
warranty.
had basically said they had to provide a SCADA system that was fully operational, including
Yes.
programming.
yes,
So, I don't know how much. I don't have a problem with moving to your alternate contractor, but what is that?
well, they gave us probably an 80% solution. So there was enough when we started the plant and environmental services did their inspection.
Yeah.
The major components of the plant were working. But what we're having problems with now is the remote access.
Right.
And so there are small parts to this that they cannot.
What do you estimate though that for
Like I said,
for our
probably
guy to come in and fix the remote programming part of it?
Probably this couple of thousand.
All right. Well, I mean, technically, so all but 2,000. So the intent would be not to give them that 2,000.
Well, I'm going to talk to Wes Wixon about
Okay.
it and ask him to, at the very least, share in the cost of our program.
Yeah.
Coming
Okay.
in to
That
fix
sounds reasonable. Okay.
Okay with you, Mark? Okay. All right, well 3 testing update.
it. No real change since the last meeting. We are getting the pump company. Joe Ducharme has spoken with them about replacing the check valve that we talked about last time.
Well, the last time we talked about this, they were going to take the check valve off and then
Take it off.
snake a
Yeah.
camera
and
through.
we are
There
getting
still
the
is the
camera.
plan
That is
to
still the
examine
plan.
the physical
Yep.
pipe.
And we are
The
getting that
coordination.
scheduled. It's just
Okay.
getting that coordinated between the two.
All right.
And no real other plans at the present time, other than the cammering and replacing the check valve.
Okay. All right, did we get the town hall painting bids?
Yes.
And
And we got a second bid on breaking it down to do just the wood. So the bottom, the second page of the, so third page, Prep has said that for $5,100, they will put one coat of the stain on all vertical wood siding, and no stucco.
Yeah.
And that will include the doors, and then The other bid is, the top page
Yeah.
is 5250. That's all of the vertical, plus that is 2 coats of the stain.
Compared to prep
So
with one
compared
coat?
to prep with 1 coat.
All right. What's your recommendation?
To go with the first company,
Jim, you
to
agree?
go with G&H.
Alright.
It's fine with me.
Okay, let's, is there a motion to approve the award of the contract to G&H Painting LLC?
So moved.
Second,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Done. All right, Corcoran's Pond update, anything on that?
No, I have not heard back from DES yet. We mailed them the letter after the last
Okay.
meeting.
All right. And then we'll move to correspondence. This is.
Yeah, I have a couple of things. Go ahead. Go over what's in the packet first, Mike, and I got one other thing for you. So you got the PA 28
Yeah.
request from DES, right? It's an annual sheet that we get from them. We do not use the form.
Okay,
So I would, if it's all right with you, I'll put that we will not be using the PA 28 and you can sign it.
okay.
You okay with that?
Yeah.
All right. I sign on the first line and you just sign on the next 3.
All right, what else do we have for
The
correspondence?
only other thing is our annual form from the Department of Revenue Administration requesting to know about the White Mountain National Forest number of acres, which have not changed, 40,779. We are having a full reval being done, and this needs to be signed and dated by the board. And this information is used to grant us our payment in lieu of taxes reimbursement.
All right. All right, is that it for correspondence?
That's all I have
Sure.
for correspondence.
All right, we've got a privilege of the floor number 2, and I think Barry has joined us, so what do you got?
I just have a question.
All right,
I was reading our water report, and it seems like we're in pretty good shape from a water testing perspective. But I noticed in here that
you have a bug.
Right.
Other shoulder.
they,
Big enough for me to see it.
We can't see.
as long as it's little, I don't care. I noticed that I can't find in here that we test for PFCs or PFOAs, and I was just wondering if there's an intent for us to be testing for that at some point, because it's really getting a lot of attention in the newspaper, and although we're not in an industrial area, it would be nice to know that we didn't have any in our water. So I was just-
We did have a letter that came to us from Department of Environmental Services, and because we do not have any industrial
that.
use, we are not required to test for it,
Right.
and we don't have a plan to test for it. So,
Is this, yeah, but let me ask you a question about the
Sure.
chemicals that are in question here. Are they only associated with industrial sites that have been contaminated, or could it occur naturally?
I do not know if it can
Industrial, I don't believe they occur
naturally. I can
Right.
check on it and we
Let's
can
get back
address
on
it at the next meeting, Gary.
Just, I mean, I think some people talk about cluster things going on with
Yeah,
breast
right,
cancer
yeah.
and things like that. And not that that's a personal concern of mine, but it just would be good to know that it is, because, I mean, I don't know how, if there's a possibility, but we did have a gas station here for quite a
Right.
while, and I don't
Sure.
know, could something have been leaching in somewhere? I
Well,
have no
we've been
idea.
through that one a few times.
All the wells are upstream.
All the wells are upstream. That's
But
the
it might
good news.
be, it just might be good just to have it tested, just to say,
They
hey,
they did when the gas station was removed.
Yeah.
They
We did
drilled
test.
monitoring wells, and they monitored it for years.
They did.
We just had that.
Yeah.
Right,
closed
to-
out.
And it
they
just
just
got closed out
finally
this year.
released it for
Yeah.
monitoring,
Right.
so you don't have to monitor it.
And we did do contamination estimates
Right.
and all of that based on what we were getting out of the wells, and it was all going downstream. So
I don't have a problem gathering more information. I think before we actually, before we try to test anything, we'd have to have a detail, we'd have to have more of a discussion with some experts. I'm a little leery on turning over rocks,
Yeah.
because then what do you do, you know? If,
Well, there's certain, and I guess there's controversy about parts
even
per
what the
million,
hell the standard
you know,
is.
what the
Yeah,
parts per million are.
Yeah.
And Vermont, I guess, has a really strict code, like
Right.
20 parts per million or something like that. And many other places would be tough to make that measurement
right,
compared to Vermont.
yeah.
I really think it would be good to talk to Jamie Emery the next
Yeah.
time he comes in. to
Yeah,
talk
we're
to
dealing
you
with a
about-
water
Right,
expert
that'd
now
be
on-
good. We do.
Yeah, I mean, it would just be good just to know.
What to
Well,
test,
if we
yeah.
wanna open that can of worms
Right,
tonight.
and then we may
That's
not,
right,
I understand.
exactly.
I just thought I'd bring it up because it wasn't in
Okay.
the
Right.
water report.
All right,
So we'll add that to his list.
well, thank you for coming
Thank
in.
you.
Okay.
You can stick around for the rest, we don't have to all be lead-ins.
Just so you know, for a water, because this one has come up before, we do not add fluoride to our water here,
That's correct.
which is unusual. Well, I don't know how unusual, but we have a fair amount of an abundance of naturally occurring fluoride coming out of the rock, to the extent that our fluoride is not that far off the standard.
Well, not that
Yeah.
it's gonna help me.
Great.
Well,
Thanks, Barry.
Although it cost
in
me,
case somebody asks you.
All right,
yeah, it cost me $1 million for my toothpaste that has fluoride.
all right, privilege of the floor number 2, anybody else? All right, we'll move to board concerns and directives. Anybody got anything?
No.
No. Okay, then do we have anything for non-public?
I got a couple of things I would like to.
And let's take a vote at 3:45 to see if we'd like to go into non-public. I'll make a motion to go into non-public. In a second.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
All right.
All right, we're in non-public at 3:45.
Okay, hold on one
yeah,
second. Let me
it's-
just give me a moment.
And this is for the purpose